So with our opener, we talked a little bit about a net. A net is just a way to visualize a three-dimensional figure in 2 dimensions. And the idea is for a 3D shape, we cut along the edges and unfold it. And we were all pretty good with that idea on the opener. Let's look at another. Let's practice a little bit with visualizing here. So I'm going to draw a net, and it might not be a perfect net. It's going to look like the one we did for the opener, but I'm going to add something to it. So here's part of my box. Here are my sides. So we have a cube. We're cutting open a cube like we did before. But I'm going to label here. So I'm going to call it, we're going to put an F here, an E, D, C, an A, and a B. And I want to ask a couple questions. Which side is opposite? Once we fold it up, which side is opposite side D? So once we fold this up into a cube, what side is going to be opposite side D? What do you think? F. Everybody agree? Yeah? So if we fold these two up out of the screen, C and D go up and make the other sides, and F comes all the way around and makes the top. So D would be opposite F. What side would be opposite side A? B. We're folding these two up, and that would be opposite side B. So we're just thinking about how we visualize this. What happens when we fold it up? Are there other ways that I could draw a net for a cube? Yeah? Could put the F on the other side. Could I put these in different places? The A and the B? I could flip them, I could put them on other sides. So let me draw this out. And we'll see, so here is, I'm just going to put the bottom here, and I'm not going to put the letters this time. So if I fold this up without the flaps on the side, what would I get? I'd still get a cube, but what would be missing? Two opposite sides, right? So could I put the opposite sides somewhere else and still fold it up and get a cube? At the end, could I put a? So you're saying put one here, okay? And if that folded up, and then where would the other one go? The other side, like so. Will that make a box when I folded it up? These two fold up out of the page, and then everything else kind of rolls around it, and those would be the two sides. So there's another way that I could do it. Could I put one of these somewhere else? Where could I put that one? Anywhere? On any of these? I could put this on any of these sides, and I would still have that side of my box once I folded that all up. So I could put it here, I could put it here, I could put it here. So there's lots of ways we could draw a net for a cube. So just different ways of visualizing, different ways of putting things together. Would I have to lay all of these out in a straight line? No, not necessarily. So there's lots of ways I could draw my net. So I just wanted to get us thinking about visualizing these shapes and how we can put them together. So let's go the other way. I want to draw a solid shape, and we want to draw a net for it. The nets also can give us some information about the dimensions of our shape. So let's say we have a box, like so. So we're not talking about a cube this time. Just a nice box. And let's say this is 12 inches. This is 2 inches. And this is 7 inches. And this is not to scale. And we want to draw a net with dimensions. All right, so what shape am I going to use for the, what shape is the sides of these boxes? Rectangle? So here's one rectangle. Here's one side of my box. I'm just going to draw it a piece at a time. There's one side. What are the dimensions? And that's this, let's say that's this side. What are the dimensions of that side? 12 by 7, so that's 7, and that's 12. Well, this side is connected to that side, right? I'm going to draw that side in there. And that is 12. How big is this piece? 2 inches. Well, that's this side. What shape is the back side? Same as the first, right? It's opposite this side. So now I have another, and again, this isn't the only way I could draw this. This is just how I happen to do it this time. And this would be 7 inches, and that's still 12. Now what kind of shape do I have here? Same as the second one, right? Because now I'm on the side that's over here, opposite this side. So now I have another side that is 2 inches. So now what do I need to put on here? My top and my bottom. Where do we want to put it? Does it matter? No. So let's put it. How about I put it here since I have some space? Is that going to be the top? No, that would be the bottom, right? And what's the dimensions of the bottom? 7 by 2. I made this a little bit too big. That looks better. So 7 by 2. And then I can put a top up here. There, and that'll fold up and be my box. So there's my net. So we can go either direction with our net. We can go from the solid to the net, from the net to the solid, and the net can also help us with the dimensions. And we'll talk more about nets when we start talking about area and surface area of solids. We can use our nets to help us out with those. And again, there's more than one way that we can do these things. And we can, basically any solid shape we can make some kind of net for. We just need to think about how we cut it apart, how we open it up. So questions on nets? Okay. The next way that we're going to draw pictures or work with solids in 2 dimensions is called I call them dot drawings. In the book they call them isometric. And I'm going to put dot in parentheses. I just call them dot drawings. And this is just another way of showing a three-dimensional shape on a flat piece of paper. So let me grab a piece of dot paper. You guys have your dot paper on your that I passed out there, so I'm just going to grab a picture of this. My camera, there we go. So the isometric means, metric has to do with measurement, and iso means same. And the idea is that each of these dots is the same distance apart. So all along here, these are the same distance apart. All along here is the same distance apart. And the way that we make dot drawings, I'll do this in red so it's easier to see, is I can make a little cube just by connecting these dots. So there's my cube. So I make a nice little cube, and I can see four sides of the cube. I can make it go the other way also. Rather than looking down at the top, I can look up at the bottom. So I just make, and then I go up here. Set it down. So it's just a way to draw these shapes. And what we're going to do with these dot drawings is draw shapes that are made of cubes. And when you're working on your homework, I have these linking cubes that we can build the shapes out of to help us with the drawings. So the first thing that I want to do a little demonstration. I just want to draw, I'm going to draw a shape, draw out a shape, and then we are going to make a dot drawing of that shape. So, sure. Thank you. So I'm going to draw a shape over here, a three-dimensional shape, and we're going to make a dot drawing of this shape. Here, I'm going to erase that one. So there's my shape. Not a beautiful shape. And we're going to say this is made out of cubes. So this is divided into pieces here, and this is divided here, and here. I know it's not perfect. So we're going to make a dot drawing of this shape. So let me grab another piece of dot paper, and we will make a drawing of this. And you can follow along on your dot paper to practice. So you can do this several ways. A lot of people come up with their own ways. But I'm looking at this, and it's made of two cubes this way and two cubes this way. So I'm going to take my dot paper, and I'm going to go, there's one, and there's two. So there's that back edge. And then I'm going to go 1, 2, this way. So there's that edge. And it's 2 cubes high. So I'm going to go down 2. And then it just goes over 1. I'm going to go over 1 and up. And then I'm going to make this kind of L shape on the top. So there's part of it. Connect those to make that edge. Connect those to make that edge. Goes down 2 on the back side here. Go down 2. goes up here to the front. And I guess this one should go up to the front also. And then I'm going to make this little cutout piece. And then I can connect these if I want to show the individual cubes. So there's a drawing of this shape using my dot drawings. If I wanted to draw a picture of this shape with this side taken out of here rather than on this side, then I would just move this over. So let me do that one. Let me see what I do here. I draw two like this. Goes down like so. So there's one side. This is going down here, and then this comes out. Is that right? No? I think I made this in the wrong place. Oh, that's right. It goes there. Oh, there we go. That goes there. And then we're going to come here, here, here. There and there. So there's a drawing with the cube taken out of this side rather than the front side, and I can connect that to make my other cube. So just a different view of the same one, just rotated around, and I can connect these to show the individual cubes. So these dot drawings are just a way to make shapes out of that look like they're made of cubes that are all stacked on top of each other. And while you're doing your homework, you'll have plenty of time plenty of chance to practice with these dot drawings. Some people find it easier to draw the entire solid shape and then just erase the parts that they don't want. So I could make the entire shape. I'm just giving you some suggestions. So I'm drawing the entire thing here with all the cubes included. And then if I wanted to take this out, I could get my eraser out and erase these. Draw that down, draw that across, draw that across. Some people find that easier. Draw the whole shape and then erase. You can do it however you come up with the best your best way of doing it. So that's the dot drawings. Just give us another way of making these shapes. And the other thing about dot drawings that's important is we're saying that usually we're saying that there aren't, if we can't see a cube, that there is one back there. So these aren't just floating in the air. So if I made this solid shape, let me draw the solid shape one more time. Like so. And you guys don't have to draw another one if you don't want to, but you can. So here's my shape made out of these stacked up cubes. How many cubes would that shape be made of? 8. So we have 2 here, 2 here, 2 here, and 2 in the back, even though we can't see that one in the very back. So even if we can't see one, we're saying that there's one back there. So we're not drawing any hidden cubes. So questions on dot drawings? And you'll get some chance to practice with this dot paper in just a little bit. Just another way of looking at three-dimensional shapes. The last thing that we're going to talk about today is called orthographic views. Sounds like a big complicated word. It's really not that complicated. Orthographic views just mean that we have 3, sometimes more. So I'm going to write in parentheses or more. Flat views of our shape. We're taking our solid shape and drawing a flat view. Usually in our book they like to do the front, the top, and the right. Alright, so let's say I have a shape and we're making our shapes out of cubes. So let me draw my shape here, draw it out, make it out of cubes. And we have the cubes stacked up like so. And I know my drawings aren't beautiful. I think you get the idea. So here's my shape, kind of an L shape made out of cubes. The orthographic view just means, the orthographic views mean we draw a flat picture of the object from the front, from the top, and from the right. So if we draw the front view, we're just drawing a flat picture of this. So our front view would just look like this. So there would be my front view. We're just looking at it flat. The top view, what would the top view look like? If I looked at it straight down from the top. Just 3 across, right? So the top view, I'm just looking at a flat view from the top. All I see is the tops of each of those 3. And from the right side, I'm looking over from this side. What do I see from the right? Just 2 cubes. So if I'm looking at it straight on from the end, all I see is 2 cubes. And if I put these 3 together, that will tell me what the whole solid shape looks like. So the orthographic view just means a flat view from the front, the top, and the right. And I can go from the solid and draw the orthographic view, or I can go from the orthographic view and figure out what the solid looks like. And that's another place where these linking cubes will be able to help you be able to build the shape and look at it from the front, the top, the right, and figure out what how it's different. Now let me add to my original shape. Let me add in red another cube, and let's figure out how the orthographic views would change. So what if I had a cube coming out like so from that side? So this cube is sticking out of the side. Would that change the front view? Nope. Would it change the top view? Yeah, well, how would the top view change? I'd have this sticking out the side, right? So I'd have that, if I look down from the top, I'd see that sticking out the side. How would that affect the view from the right? Would it change it? Yeah? What would we have there? Another cube on the bottom left? Like so. So if I looked at it from the right, I would see that cube sticking out on the left. And if I put these together, visualize those being all together, I would get this shape with the red cube sticking off the side. So that's all the orthographic views are. It's just the flat views from the front, the top, and the right. So nets, dot drawings, orthographic views, just a way to get us into visualizing three-dimensional shapes and how to draw pictures of them in 2 dimensions. So any questions? Okay. That's really all we have to do today. So let me give you your homework. Finish your homework. I don't see you again until Monday. to finish your homework and you won't have any homework for the weekend. There you go.